Thousands of acres of farmland along the Red River in North Dakota and Minnesota were flooded for weeks this spring. Farmers who raise crops on those fields aren't surprised by the frequent flooding, but they're frustrated because they say they have a solution that's not being implemented. It's this week's AGWEEK cover story.
It's just getting old, the same story. We know what's going to happen. We know how much it hurts us. I think one thing we're feeling is frustration because we have solutions here and we'd like to start getting them implemented.
James Bergman has dealt with this for years. Flooding takes a toll on this rich agricultural land and washes out roads, or at least makes them impassable, sometimes for weeks.
It's going to keep going north. And then it has to spread out to all this distance to the 8 miles wide, go over the interstate.
And it has caused thousands of dollars in damage to a railroad line that carries cars filled with wheat to the west coast and southern U.S.
So this is the Oslo Bridge, built in 1905. 17% of North Dakota's wheat went over this bridge. 3% of the nation's wheat.
Flooding in this area has a long and complicated history. Much of the problem started 4 decades ago when farmers implemented their own diking systems. In 1986, a federal judge ordered them to be lowered, but over the years, increased farm drainage in the southern Red River Valley has sent more water north faster. And then, to make matters worse, bridges over the river hold back water and increase flooding.
This is the Red River right here, because it's being diverted here by the bridge in Oslo.
The frequent flooding has caused a significant drop in the value of this land. While some land in the area is going for $6,000 an acre, the floodland is appraised at about $1,500.
Big problem for erosion. And with the high winds just the other day, we had 3-foot water swells out there. And the water is just black, gray and black with dirt in it, churning with those winds.
Representatives of the 7 townships affected by this flooding formed a group 9 years ago. They developed a plan that calls for rebuilding several bridges to allow water to flow more freely, protecting the interstate and other roads and the railroad line. But the farmers are frustrated because they just don't have the $133 million to implement it.
The burden we're carrying trying to fix this thing that happened in 1905, we really need state and federal money to do it.
Thanks for watching AGWEEK TV on YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday.